Hello and welcome. And now that we are stepping into the real programming mode with the usage of if-else as well as loops that we will see very soon, it's very important to understand how to debug the program. So, what is debugging? Well, you can call it a program, a tool, or just a utility which will help us see the execution of the program line by line and step by step. So typically we select all the lines or run the entire program and we see the final output. But what if we wanted to know what has happened when it executed every line or a particular line? Well, we can use the debugger for that. That way, it helps us to understand the entire flow of the program. We will come to know how the variables are getting assigned, how the data is stored, how the control statements are working, which condition is getting satisfied during the execution. Did we make any mistakes? All of these can be traced using debugger. And one of my favorite usage of debugger is during initial stages of learning and teaching. It makes it super easy to learn the programming as well as making people understand the flow. So, without spending much time, let's go ahead and see how to debug a program. So, here we are, and I have this program which we created in one of the previous lectures. First things first, you have to save this program for the Spider debugger to start working. So save it in your working directory. Okay. And then you will see this menu that says debug, which has got these various options that we can use for debugging along with the shortcuts also for them. They are not many and it's going to be pretty easy to debug a program. So to start the debugging, you have this option of debug over here, and then we can execute the program step by step using this step option. And if at any given point you want to stop it, you can use this option to stop the debugging and get out of the debugging mode. All right. Now, you also see these icons over here, which are the shortcuts for the same options that we saw earlier. I am not going to explain every command at this stage. You may get bored of it and may even forget some of them. So I will explain them as and when we feel the need of these. So for now, let me click on this icon, which will start the debugging process for us. There you go. It has started it, and one of the ways to know that is when you see this IPDB command prompt. It simply stands for Interactive Python Debugger. And as you can see, this arrow is pointing at the first line of our program. So it is ready to debug or run the program line by line for us. So the next logical thing to do is run just this line. For that, I'm going to click on this icon that says Run Current Line. And there you go. It has executed it, and it also means it will ask for the input from the user. So let's provide 7,000 to it as the salary. And before I hit enter, keep watching this space of variable explorer and hit enter now. Now the control has moved to the second line, as you can see here, but we also have the variable of salary with the value of 7,000 in it, which is what we provided as an input. All right. And let me click here again to execute this line number 4 over here. And once it executes it, you will see that it has now gone to the fifth line. And what that means is it found this condition to be true, which is right. Our program is executing correctly. And let me click again over here, and let me adjust these windows a bit so that we can see that it has printed this statement over here. Great. And the new execution would simply mean the end of the program, because we do not have any other line for execution. We are not going to execute this else, because the salary is greater than 5,000 and we will never go to the else. And it has rightly come out now. Now, in case if you want to debug the else part as well, debug the entire program once again and give an input of 4,000 to the salary. Okay? For now, I'm going to end this lecture here, and we'll surely see you soon in the next one. Have a great time, and thank you so much for joining me here.